Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to another Flutter tutorial. Today we are going to create our 6th Flutter video for the basic Flutter crash course. As you can see, we are in section 1 and we are about to create our last video or the 6th video of this section. In this video we are going to add some logic to our code. We will create a simple function and we will try to get that value from that function, a random function, and we'll assign to our text inside the Flutter. So let's get started. Open Android Studio. So this is the project we created in our previous tutorials. We are inside the main.dart and we also create our screens folder here, and inside we created our new file which is the dashboard.dart, and we shift all the code for specific dashboard screen. So for example, we want to add some logic or add some text inside this dashboard screen. Instead of this text.rich, let me create a new simple text. So I created a simple text which is saying random value is, we will assign a value here. So let's first create a new function that will generate random value for us. It will be integer type. This integer is basically the return type of this function, and this is the name of the function. Okay, now let's create a random variable. As you can see, we have an error which is basically that this is a library math.dart which we have to import. Click on this bulb icon and import dart :math library, and it will be imported like this. Okay, next we have to create a variable. By using this random variable, we will get the next integer and we will pass 10. This means that we can get random values within this 10 every next time we call this function. So if you want to get random values from 100, you can pass 100 here, and then we are going to return this random number in here. And now let's pass this random number inside our text. So how we call any function inside a string or inside a text? So we have to write a $sign and then curly brackets. Now in these curly brackets, basically this is called the concatenation. We can call our function here, and that's it. You can see we simply call our function using a $sign and a curly brackets. Okay, now let's try to run our application and let's see how it's look like. Okay, in here you can see our application is running and we got a random value which is 59. Okay, now in here you can see I write 3 lines. So this is not a good practice in coding. Good code is always a small and a simple code. So for that, let's try to add a return, and this time I am going to directly call this random function dot next int in here and again pass this 100, and that's it. Let's delete this. Okay, now let's try to run our application. Let's see what will happen, and this time you can see we get another random value, which means our code is working. So that's it for this tutorial. This was a very simple and very useful tutorial. So now let's quickly have a recap of our section 1, what we learned. The first video was the overview video. Then we started with the installation of Flutter, and after Flutter installation we also learned how many types of errors can be occurred while installing the Flutter, and I also add a link in the description of that video from where you can find solution to any type of error while installing the Flutter. After that, we created our first Flutter project. In the first Flutter project, we learned how to create a Flutter project, what is the structure of the Flutter, how Flutter works, and we also learned how this main and the run app works, how our application run basically. And then we cover the basic and the very useful widgets, which are the text widget, scaffold, material app bar, center. These are the widgets we covered, and then we learn how to create the classes, how to organize our code, and at the last we also learn how to add some logic inside our application. So that's it for this video. If you learned something new, please like the video, and if you are new to this channel, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Take care. Allah Hafiz.